Hey, it's Jack, and this video is called Help, He's Ignoring Me. So I want to get right into this. If you're feeling ignored by a guy, there's at least two contexts within which that could be happening, right? The first context is you're actually dealing with a guy that's not your guy, right? And the reason that he's ignoring you is that he's just not that into you. And as hard as that may be to hear, you just kind of need to get with the program, realize he's not investing in you, he's not investing in a relationship, he's not your guy. You would know if he were your guy. And as painful as it might be, you just need to disconnect, downshift, and move on with your life, right? That's possibility number one. That's hard, but it's actually kind of clear to see. Possibility number two is this guy actually is your guy. You guys are in a committed relationship, and you basically want more attention from him than you're getting, right? That's quite common experience from the women I've worked with. They want more attention with the guy, or they had the experience the guy was kind of giving them more attention as the relationship was getting going, but now that they're kind of in and committed, they feel like his attention isn't so much with them. And if that's true, two things I want you to pay attention to. One is on your side of the fence, is there a way that you are equating attention with love, and that actually you wanting this attention, there's some other thing in here that's actually here for you, which is, are you able to give attention to yourself? Are you able to really love on yourself? Do you still feel loved and valuable when you're not getting the attention that you want? Like, is there some kind of healing that needs to happen here? Because quantity of attention during the day, that is only one vector that has to do with love, right? There's plenty of ways that this guy could be loved and loving and committed to you. That doesn't mean he's always giving you attention during the day, for example. You may start to notice that actually what you really want from your guy is high quality attention. And you start to shift away from, I want him to kind of text me all the time, to I actually want his full presence. And even if he gives me that presence just for 20, 30, 60 minutes a day, that's actually what I want, because that's when I can really feel his attention, I can really feel his love, I can really feel his support. So there may be a little bit of an upgrade in you as to the ways that you've wanted attention in the past. Maybe that's not the full truth of what you actually want coming your way. Maybe there's a kind of quality versus quantity conversation to be had. Maybe these sort of little bits of attention, maybe they are important to you, but maybe they're not as important that at some point you just have his full, undivided, uncompromised attention. And sometimes that might actually be uncomfortable to you, right? You may be so used in this kind of social media driven world to like these little bits of information, little bits of contact, that actually having a guy show up and just ruthlessly put his attention on you might be kind of confronting. Might be that brings stuff up. Might be that you're not used to it. So there's a little bit of a backstory there about your own relationship with attention. Is attention love? It's obviously a component that goes into a loving relationship. Are you kind of overemphasizing that? And then the second thing you can do is notice when he naturally gives you attention. And are there things that you can align more with there, right? Like maybe if you guys go on a date, you really feel his attention, right? Or maybe if you guys spend time outdoors, or maybe if you spend time with family, or you don't spend time with family. Like, become a student of when he actually does give you attention, and see if there's ways that you can contribute to cultivating that more. Either by really giving him appreciation when those things show up, so he gets that it's kind of meaningful in your world, or by actually creating some of those opportunities yourself, right? And that might mean, hey, actually you're the one that's organizing specific kinds of dates, because it gives you the kind of quality of attention that you need. The other thing that you can do, and I don't mean do this as a game, is just get very connected to your own life, right? There's opportunities from not having attention from a guy in a certain way, right? That you actually get to put your attention on some of the things that are meaningful to you. Maybe some other connections that you have, friends, family, maybe your work, maybe your own deeper personal growth. There's more time for you to heal, learn, meditate, journal, slow down, attune, right? So there are ways that you can use this lack of attention, so to speak, that you're experiencing as a pathway to your own growth and development. And by the way, what you're calling he's ignoring you, is he actually ignoring you? Is it in his experience that he's ignoring you, or is it that he's just putting his attention somewhere else? And they might seem like the same thing to you, but ignoring is sort of this story of like there's a volition, right? There's a motivation behind the action. Like, I'm sort of actively ignoring you. I'm actively not coming back to you. Rather than, it can be often in a guy's reality, I've been head down. I've got stuff in front of me to do. Most guys like to put their attention in one place. They don't necessarily like to be here, there, and everywhere. That's not a guy at his base. Most guys at their best focus, SFE, soul focus environments, put their attention in one place. And so if that's happening and during that time you feel ignored, maybe you're over personalizing a little bit. Maybe you could just honor that, my guy works hard and he puts his attention in his work. But then when he's with me, then that's when I want to set the standard, like, you actually here, right? I don't want a situation where we're hanging out all the time and his attention is on his work or his attention is elsewhere. I actually want his attention here. But do you see how that has a slightly different quality? It's not like he's ignoring you. It's just that his attention's somewhere else. And it might be that there's a little edge of development for you there to depersonalize the story, to not take it so personally like he's actively ignoring me. Because why? You could be subjectifying him. Big word basically means if you were doing that same thing to someone else, if you were doing that to him or your girlfriend, you would be ignoring them because you're so attentive to the connection that you always respond quickly, you're always in touch. So if you're not in touch, normally it means something. It may not mean something in his world. Right? You've probably heard the classic story of a guy and a woman in a car and they're not talking, and it doesn't mean something in the guy's world, but it does mean something in her world. Right? If the woman's not talking to the guy, often that might mean, and again, this is gross orienting generalization. You may be a super quiet, shy, withdrawn woman who this would absolutely not be true. Apologies if that's the case. But for a lot of you, if you weren't talking, attending, communing, relating, it's because there's something wrong, there's something up. You feel stressed, you feel disconnected, you don't feel seen or appreciated. That may not be true for a guy. It may just be that he's putting his attention somewhere else, or he's working on his own problems, figuring out his own life, his own business. So you can make a request like, hey, it's so meaningful to me when you just send me a quick text at lunch. I know it might not seem big in your world, but it's huge in my world. So anytime you're able to do that, I super love it. Thank you so much. So you can let him know the ways that contact is meaningful to you, but you may also use it as an opportunity to form your relationship with attention. And maybe you have had a bit more of an extroverted attention pattern where you want little bits of attention a lot. And maybe there's a bit more of an introverted attention pattern, which is when we're together, we're high quality in our attention, right? And it might be that that's the kind of guy that you're with, and just aligning with that lets you feel very well attended to because there's no one else that he's going to do that for. There's no one else he's going to hold space for, care about their experience, brainstorm, problem solve, attune to, right? So I'm just kind of opening up this script. You're ignoring me is a particular interpretation of reality that may or may not be serving you, that may be subjectifying him, which means if you were doing that to him, absolutely you'd be ignoring. I'm absolutely ignoring that friend right now. I don't want to be in touch with them. I'm kind of pissed with them. Let's not assume that's going on in his experience. So you're kind of getting more curious about what it's like for him to give attention, and then you're naturally aligning with the ways that he does and that feel good to you. Particular types of dates, particular types of drop-ins or experiences that you may be creating the space for that. If you know that lighting a candle or burning incense or putting on music or cooking a nice meal or going for a walk by the lake, or there are certain things that this brings a quality of attention to me that I like, keep creating them, align with him, let him win more, be his ally in having him win in the game of giving you the attention that you want. All the while you're getting curious about attention, how much you attend to yourself, whether you're kind of using the relationship sometimes to mask up your own inability to attend to yourself. Because one of the best definitions of self-love that I know that's really deep and meaningful is, can you be present to yourself? Can you actually be present to yourself and hold yourself in your own experience in the way that would feel good to you or the way that you would expect someone else that loves you? Sometimes we can't do that for ourselves. We're so over there with other people, we can't slow down and just notice, wow, I'm really sad right now. Can I be with that? Can I love myself when I'm sad? Or, wow, I'm so exhausted. Can I just slow down and run a bath myself? Or am I still go with the rest of the world? And the more you do that, the more I sense you'll find that you're filling up certain of your love cups. And then when he fills up that love cup, which is your guys' relationship, it's going to feel way better, right? Rather than there's a deficit because I'm not filling some of these other cups. So hope this has been useful to you. Questions and comments below this video. Please subscribe to the channel if you like this content. I put out this kind of content all the time. This is a real and authentic channel. It's not tips, tricks, and gimmicks. It's kind of like, let's get into the real stuff that's going to help you. So hit subscribe, tap that bell notification. And also, I want to extend an invite to you. If you haven't taken my free webinar, it's called The 3 Keys to Being Relationship Ready. You'll find the first link beneath this video. Just click that link, find a time that works for you in your time zone. And the webinar is all about helping you do the work that's on your side of the fence that can have you more meaningfully contribute to a relationship that's going to work for you. So if that sounds at all interesting, just click that link. It's completely free. Find a time that works for you. And we will see you on the webinar. And until then, my name's Jack. Thanks for being here.